solve the inequality and write the solution in interval notation, we have 3x over x minus 3, and if it's greater than 2. So when we write out our inequality, first thing we need to ask ourselves is, do we have 0 on the right-hand side? Well, we don't. So we're going to have to solve and make sure that we have 0 on the right-hand side. So we need to subtract 2 to both sides. So we have 3x over x minus 3. And then we subtract 2. And therefore, that now is going to be greater than 0. Okay, now on the left side, we want to make it into one term. So we're going to have to combine those two terms. So this is 2 over 1. So now we need to determine what is the LCD between x minus 3 and 1. Well, the LCD between those two is x minus 3. So what do we need to multiply x minus 3 by to get x minus 3? Well, it's 1. What do you have to multiply 3x by? Well, that's also 1. What do we need to multiply the denominator 1 by to get x minus 3? Well, that's x minus 3. And what do we need to multiply the numerator by? Which is also x minus 3. So we have 2x, 2 times x minus 3. And then what do we know? We know that it's greater than 0. So now we need to combine like terms and distribute. So we have x minus 3, and over here we have 3x. Now this minus sign has to be associated with this 2, so we have to distribute that to both of those two terms. So negative 2 times x is negative 2x, and negative 2 times minus 3 is going to be plus 6, and that's greater than 0. And so now when we combine like terms, 3x minus 2x is x plus 6 over x minus 3, and now we know that it's greater than 0. So now in step number 6, we want to be able to find our critical points. And so the numerator, we have x plus 6. We're going to set that equal to 0. And solving for x, we get x, which is equal to negative 6. And then in the denominator, we have a restricted value. And that restricted value occurs when x minus 3 is equal to 0. Solving for x, we get x, which is equal to 3. So now we can create our regions. So we know that we have a value here at 0, we have negative 6, and then we have positive 3. So let's go ahead and create our regions as we go through our critical points. So if you take a look at the inequality, it is greater than, it's not a greater than or equal to. So we're going to have parentheses at each particular interval. So we're going to go from negative infinity to negative 6 with a parenthesis. So we have negative infinity to negative 6. And then from negative 6 to positive 3, and they have parentheses, so negative 6 to positive 3. And then from 3 to positive infinity. So now we're going to test each region. So for region number 1, we can select the number negative 7, and then we're going to plug it into the inequality x plus 6 over x minus 3 to see if that's greater than 0. So we have negative 7 plus 6 over negative 7 minus 3. So we have negative 1 over negative 10, which is a positive 1/10, and positive 1/10 is greater than 0. So we know that it's true in region number 1. Okay, in region number 2, we can let x equal 0. And using the inequality, x plus 6 over x minus 3. So we have 0 plus 6 over 0 minus 3. That becomes 6 divided by negative 3, which is negative 2. And negative 2 is not greater than 0, so it's false in region 2. And then for region number 3, we can pick the value of 4. So we have x plus 6 over x minus 3. We want to see if that's greater than 0. So we have 4 plus 6 over 4 minus 3, which is 10 over 1, and 10 is greater than 0, so therefore we know it's true in region number 3. So now let's find out where they are true. And so it is true in region 1 in the interval from negative infinity to negative 6, and it's also true in region 3 from 3 to infinity. So therefore our answer is negative infinity to negative 6 union 3 to infinity.